Welcome to the Strange Take, where we give you the strange take on all kinds of strange shit we talk about. Anyways, today, kind of thinking, we were talking about the microscopic world yesterday on the podcast, and started thinking about, how about just people's gross habits, right? Because you think about microscopic things and you think about fungus and diseases and stuff. Well, how about just people who have poor hygiene? Gross habits. Oh, yeah. What are some of what we would consider a gross habit? How about the old sinus cleaner, You'll plug the one nostril. Give the other one a good, a good push, good blow of air through the other one to help clear them sinuses out. Shooting that phlegm and debris and particles all over the place, right? Pretty gross. VOM. That's right. How about people who chew on their fingers, right? Gotta chew up them little bits of finger skin there, I don't know what that's all about, but maybe they had some cheesy or something like that left. Oh, fuck, it's so gross. Yeah, something like that in there, right? So, something dirty. Something got to get in them fingernails there and have some bites and chews on it, right? Yeah. Yeah, pretty gross. And then there's some nose pickers, You don't see them in public very much. They're kind of a rare breed, the nose picker, right? The usual nose picker that you see is like when you're driving and you go by another car real fast and you see some guy digging in there just for a second, just like, oh, he was picking his nose. I know it. I know he was picking his fucking nose, right? But it's only for a second. Now, there, at times, you will find that person, they'll put on that public nose picking display, right? They're up there rolling around. You see the nostril stretching. Oh, yeah. Getting right in there. And then, some that just kind of take it out, right? And there's 2 or 3 paths that you can go after picking your fucking dirty nose, right? And I'd say that the first one would be, you kind of give it a roll and you flick it off or wipe it on something, right? There's nothing worse than, someone's a nose picker and they're sitting on your couch and you're like, you better not be rubbing your dirty bugs on my furniture, right? But anyways, and then there's the one that, they kind of take it to the next level, right? They kind of give it a spin, like a public spin in their fingers, right? And then, maybe they'll go, I don't know, right? Whatever. But then there's the ones that take it to the next level, right? They pick it, they give it a little roll, then, oh, fuck, pop it right in the mouth, right? Sticking it in there, just, gonna give me some of my own homemade antibiotics here. It's kind of like the flu shot, they say, if you eat enough buggers, right? Pretty fucking gross, eh? I think so, too, but hey, that's a strange take, right? Yeah. So dirty habits, right? How about, people that pick scabs, right? Scab pickers. Oh, VOM. It's just vomit in your mouth. That's what that means, if anyone's wondering. I just learned that. But anyways, yeah, scab pickers. When I was at school and I was a kid, we used to know this girl. And she used to have this, I don't know, maybe she had, maybe a skin problem or something, but she always had scabs on her knees, and hey, I'm nobody to make fun of that. I mean, we all have our problems, right? But I mean, she would sit there in class and pick these big chunks of scab off and then start chewing on them, right? And we'd all be like, oh, and the teacher would say, oh, I can't remember her name, Maria or something, or it was a name that rhymed with scab, and we used to be able to tease her, but that was terrible, right? But anyways, yeah, she'd chewing them fucking scabs, right? Eating them up. Just fucking gross. And then there's them people, how about the, what's that? What is that called? I don't even fucking know. There's all kinds of dirty habits, right? It all depends on what you think a dirty habit is, really. You know, some people are like, yeah, pick your fucking nose and eat it. It's life. Like, get over it, right? Like, what if somebody you're really attracted to said, yeah, I pick my nose and eat it. And, like, all you can think about is having sex with that person, and they look right at you and say, yeah, I pick my fucking nose and eat it all the time, right? If it bothers you, you know, I'll brush before we kiss, right? What would you say? You'd just be like, yeah, all right, okay. Well, and then, you know, like, fucking, and then they're like, yeah, well, I like to pick my nose and eat it while we're fucking, too. In fact, I want you to pick my nose, and I'm going to eat it off your finger. Yeah, it's fucking this really strange fucking take tonight, right? Yeah, but anyways, why not, right? It's Friday night. It's nice and sunny behind you, and in front of you, it's this big, dark kind of rain clouds. It's real pretty. Anyways, yeah, and you know, tonight we're doing a little something we don't normally do when we do the podcast, and that's we're having a little bit of peanut butter whiskey. Yeah, and it does taste like Reese's Pieces, the peanut butter cup filling. Oh yeah. So we're having a couple of those. We never really like to, you know, we don't really drink, but sometimes a cigar and a little amount of tongue taster is always nice, especially on such a picturesque evening, right? And I don't see anybody out picking their noses and eating it, or, you know, how about yellow toenails, right? Yellow fucking toenails. Everybody's got them. I tell you. Well, like I'm an inlander now. Live by the coast. We don't have that ocean water to, you know, kill the bacteria feed. I walk around wearing my slippers, and I'm real conscientious about that. Or the thought, you know, like the flip flops, right? And then, you know, you're walking around and you notice that all these people got yellow fucking toenails, right? And it's like, Jesus, you know, gross yellow toenails. So I was kind of curious to check it out online, and yeah, there it is. It's like some kind of bacterium, right? So why is that inlanders have more yellow toenails than people who live on the coastal cities? And there is actually research somebody's done on that. That's why I'm talking about it, because it popped up on my Google News. Yeah, yellow toenail fungus. People who live further from the sea happen to have the population has larger cases. Wasn't that something crazy? Maybe some doctor will come on there and be like, "Nah, you're fucking nuts, cheeky guy. You just keep talking about your diarrhea and stuff." Or whatever we were talking about. Or like picking your nose and eating it, yeah. Well, they do say picking your nose and eating it is foreign bacteria. How about like sticking your finger in your butt and then sucking on the finger or something, right? I mean, you see it in porn. People are doing it. Maybe there's something good going on there, right? I don't know. You know, I'm kind of scared to try dirty habits because I'm a big pussy when it comes to doing gross things, you know. If we had to, like, eat some maggots to survive, I'd probably just die, right? Because I'm not eating those bugs. No fucking way, right? But you never know. It's the end of the world. Anything could happen, right? We've been there. We talked that. But, yeah, dirty fucking habits, right? Things that people do, you know, not washing their hands, you know, go to the bathroom and wash their hands, and they like pour you a drink, or, you know, they touch your food or put their hand on your shoulder or something. How about, speaking of putting things on your shoulder, anybody ever have that person behind you? They're like the William Riker off Star Trek. They just got to plop their nuts right on your shoulder. You ever had that? Fuck, is that terrible? I've had a couple people do it to me. You know, or they put the camel toe on your shoulder, and it's like, are you trying to, like, tell me something? You know, because, you know, fucking, you know, it's just fucking gross, right? Plopping nuts or camel toe on someone's shoulder, right? Or maybe some people listening, they're like, yeah, I like doing that. Gives me superiority. It's like, hey, there's my shit right on my junk is on your shoulder, and you're not doing nothing about it, right? I've dominated you. Maybe. I don't know, right? Maybe it's like, hey, come take a little... You're just a head spit away from pleasing me. You never know, right? This is crazy. Boy, a little peanut butter whiskey, and we're getting pretty crazy tonight. Yeah, that's right. But anyways, gotta have a little fun sometimes, right? Talk a little stupid. Well, we always talk stupid on the Strange Take, but... you know, dirty habits, right? Spitting, hacking phlegm. You know, how about you like a big crowd of people and you do the old cigarette smoker cough? You know, you get all those noises happen. You hear all this curdling and, you know, chunks of mucus breaking free, and then they build it all up, and you can just hear it's just like this like someone threw a Mentos into a Coca-Cola bottle and then foo-choo, and they spit all their germs and their lung guts out all over the fucking ground, you know. It's like I don't even want to step, like, you know, you step in it, it feels so gross, like, even though you're wearing your shoes, it's fucking gross, right? It just don't make any sense. So, yeah, anyways, you know, all the crazy things we talk about on the Strange Take. But anyways, yeah, so, you know, how about people that litter, you know, right? That's fucking gross too, you know. You see, like, somebody that's, and you know, and I love throwing the secondary in. Like, what if it was somebody you're really attracted to, right? You're like, or somebody you really love, and they just, you know, throw that garbage down, and, you know, I mean, everybody's probably still going to say something, right? But, you know, if it's a stranger, you'd have no problem picking up, throwing it in their face, right? But if somebody care about her, you know, you're like, hey, don't throw that on the ground, okay? Because it's called, you know, polluting, right? You know. So anyways, that depends on how people take things too, right? All kinds of people psychoanalyze each other all the time. So they've been taught read body language and do all these crazy things, and they get crazy thoughts. I don't know. But yeah, and that probably leads them to doing dirty habits, right? Woo, nice spin on that. But anyways, Strange Take, having some fun. Peanut butter whiskey, cigar, explicit, all the fun things. What are people's dirty habits, right? And that's what we're talking about today. So, you know, there's all kinds of dirty habits, you know, people, you know, pissing on the toilet seat. And how about, like, the old saying is, oh, you should always leave the toilet seat down for girls, right? But I always leave it up because, especially like at work or public bathroom, right? Because some motherfucking asshole's going to come in and piss all over the seat. Right? But if the seat's up, then most are going to piss on the bottom of it, but not where the little, you know, bum cheeks are going to touch, right? Like my wife, you know, when my son was first starting to pee in the toilet, always left the toilet seat up because it was like, or the midnight piss, you know, you go in there, you know, you're having a couple drinks or whatever, you don't realize the seat's down, you're taking your piss, you're getting it in the hole, but there's a little spray, there's a little, you know, you're pissing real hard, shit happens, right? Girls the same, right? But I mean, you know, I think leaving the seat up for women is the best choice, especially at public bathrooms. Yeah, at home, sure, right? Put the seat down, you know. Not going to argue with that, you know, but I think in public places, women should prefer to have the seat up, you know, and then there's those guys who sit and pee too, right? You know, I've heard about that. But yeah, you know, nothing like fucking buddy's all shy. He's like, oh, I can't fucking piss. It's like, what, man? Fuck you. Walk down the road so the guy can take a piss, you know what I mean? Stage fright or whatever they call it, right? But yeah, anyways, you know, everybody's got their own thing going on, I guess, out there, right? Wouldn't be strange if it wasn't. But, yeah, so anyways, everybody, just thought we'd talk about people's dirty habits and have a little fun with some peanut butter whiskey while we're talking this time, but it's not going to be a habit, so special episode. Anyways, everybody, remember, you know, keeping it strange, keeping it real. It's a Strange Take. Take care and have a good night.